Hello everyone. Guess what time it is? It's self-series with Wildflower o'clock. I am so excited to be back on the self-series with Wildflower podcast. And today I have the amazing Morenike Jimmy Olani Ron seated with me here. So two things I love about Morenike. I feel like she's the most humble, one of the most humble persons that I know.
Wow.
And one of the most hilarious persons that I know. I cannot be with her and not just laugh away. So it's so good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
How do you feel?
I feel excited.
Excited? Are you sure?
I'm excited.
Okay, so Morenike, we're just going to go straight into the conversation. I know that I know you, but there are still a couple of things about you that fascinates me.
Yeah.
First of all, you do like amazing work on like the global scale stage, especially like in the non-profit sector. But I also know that you have a background that was as limiting as limitation can be. Yeah. So just to get us started on the conversation, I'd like to know how you were able to. So by this, you also give us a bit of introduction about yourself again, but just tie the introduction to how you were able to move from that girl to this woman that I love so much.
Thank you so much for having me on this podcast. My name is Morenike Olani, and I'm a researcher. I'm a social impact advocate. I love working with teenagers, boys and girls, but most especially girls. Yes. And my work focuses on mental health, sexual and reproductive health, and skills empowerment. Mm-hmm. So because of this passion, I've been a volunteer for over a decade, and I've worked with underserved girls and internally displaced community girls too. So how I move, I think when I started, I felt, I didn't have the expertise, I didn't have the skills, but I just knew that you have to do something. And in my line of trying to find myself, I saw a lot of girls that was like me, that didn't have access to family love, that didn't have access to parental love. And I just felt that with this small sense that I have, let me do something. So along the line, I was doing and learning, and at the same time, healing. So I think that was the push. I just wanted a girl should not go through what I went through alone without knowing how to just navigate any challenges. So that was one of the reasons.
Why underserved communities? I know that you have your story, peculiar story by the way, like a very intriguing story. So I just want you to take us back to the Morenike who was a girl, who was struggling with English language, and the Morenike now, who is a global mentor. I mean, how many speaking engagements have you been on, like on international stages this year?
Let me just say 10. Let me just say 10.
From mentoring to facilitating. Yeah, how many grants have you won this year, Morenike? I'm more particular about that one. We'll come back to the grants. But so 10, international speaking platforms internationally, and you were that girl that could not speak like good English. So how did the transition happen? Take us back to that girl.
Okay, the journey was, should I say, it was stressful. It was mentally exhausting. I think I started remembering when I was 8 years old. I just knew that they told me that don't talk about your mom, because when you talk about your mom, your grandma, BP go high. I was staying with my mom's mom. So I just grew up not knowing I have a mom. So there was no like, this your mom, something happened to her. It was just like, your mom left and we don't hear from her. So I was that girl that was always praying that when they say PTA, teacher will flog me that you didn't tell your parents, that's why they didn't come to school. I was that girl that I had a lot of questions to ask my extended family, but I was scared that my grandma should not get high blood pressure and die, because she was the only one that actually like understand me to some extent. So I was just living. And while living, I had the opportunity to stay with aunties, uncles, but the one that will abuse you, emotionally abuse you. And so when people say, oh, Morenike is so hardworking, I really didn't know if I was. I just knew that for an uncle or an auntie to accommodate me, I have to be a strong girl. Nobody wants a lazy girl in their house. So I was doing a lot of things. So I was 12 years old and my grandma fell sick, so I had to start paying bills. So I remember that time I hucked yam, hucked tomatoes to pay bills, to buy blood pressure medicine, to send myself to school. At some point, got so good, I got a scholarship. from my principal in school and my church. So I was not thinking about paying school fees through my secondary school. But I had to hawk to pay house rent, to clothe myself, to do other things. And it got to a point I was like, this hawking was not helping. So one day I was just coming from school trekking, and I saw people I grew up in Benin. So I saw people, I was staying in Ibewe. So I saw people selling kankan and cigarettes. And I was like, there's money here, because I was staying in a place where there were driver, conductors. And one day I just said, I think I'm going to do this. So I did it. Yeah. So I had a table. So after hawking during the day, at 7:30, I'll bring out my table outside my house and do this concoction and sell.
Are you serious?
I sold, and I realized that money was high. Like the gain was more than the hockey under the sun. Yeah. But I was a chorister. So I was high, and my church was beside my house. So I didn't want them to use me to preach. So I was hiding. So on Wednesday when we have Bible study, I would start by 8. But after doing it for like 4 months, somebody went to tell pastor, and my pastor used me to preach. And I was so embarrassed. You can call my name. That some of you are a Christian, you are singing to change life, and you are selling.
It's valid.
I was so pained. And I think then I was 18. I was very, very pained. And it was either I stopped selling or I stopped church. So just guess what I picked.
You stopped church. Because I've heard you say you didn't go to church for how many years?
So I stopped going to church, and I just focused, and I was having good money, right? So it was a lot. My grandma had stroke. Everything just went back to zero. So
you didn't have, like, you said uncles, aunties. Yeah, none of them were like offering.
My grandma had boy. My mom was the only girl.
Okay. So the boys were like focused on like
their family. They tell you, they train you, so it's your duty. I have my own family and all that. So in 2015, I ran away from home because I could not, my heart was so heavy that it looked as if I want to explode. Like the responsibility was too much. I just had to run. And when I ran, they said family, they're like, oh, she run and follow boy and all that.
So you ran? Yeah. You ran away from where? Where were you? Benin to Onitsha.
I didn't know anybody there.
So you just like packed your stuff, but I
didn't pack in. I was wearing my shirts. I just left.
You didn't carry anything. You just what you were wearing, you just left.
I just left.
You had heard about Onitsha before?
I didn't know. Where I was working, I wanted to go mad. So one of my staff, my colleague was like, my parents stay in Onitsha, will you want to like cool? Because he knows what I was going through. I was like, one day I came to work, I was like, today I'm going to that place. Just give me location. And he gave me the mom's number. That was how I found myself in Onitsha.
So you stayed with his mom?
I stayed with his family. He had a sister. The father was a pastor, so I was staying in their shop. They had a shop kiosk where they blend pepper and all that. So I stayed, and I stopped social media because I was doing Facebook then. And my family's like other relatives were calling me, where are you? I trusted you, a church girl. Did you want to follow boy? And that was when I told my extended family that I'm tired. I've been the one taking care of my grandma, and they were so shocked because my grandma, other children were doing well for themselves. So
why then are you having all of those responsibilities?
So I think after like 6 months, they told me to come back, and I told them boundaries. I'm not going to stay with my grandma again. I'm going to rent an apartment. I'll be coming weekends to take care of her.
Okay, so at what point did you start, learning how to better like your spoken English? Because that was meant to be a limitation. But you worked on it, and I've heard you say, or I've read something you posted about being in the university and doing so well that you were getting like opportunities from the university that has led you to where you are now. So what was the process? Was it like did you start going to school? Was that where? Or
no, it was like when I came back. When I came back, that's when my friend was like, I lost one of my uncles, so everybody was posting, so I posted him. And I didn't know I have a relative that was rich in Lagos. Okay. So when I find out during the burial, I was like, he's rich. So I was like, and then there was one, Lagos was the abroad. People felt that when you get to Lagos, you have a lot of money, a lot of opportunity. So my friend messaged that my uncle and say, I would like to come to Lagos to work so that we hear more. And my uncle was like, you can come, let me discuss with my wife. So the wife was like, you can come and take care of the home. Like, just come and be and help, we'll send you to school. So that was how I moved in September 2015 to Lagos. So I grew up in Benin. We used to speak pidgin. So I didn't know my English was that bad. Like, I didn't know I could not make sentence because environment, we don't speak English.
Yeah.
So when I got to Lagos, if I say something, my uncle's wife will correct me. I know they speak English, so I was like, rich people there speak English. But at some point, it was constant. So when I entered the university, if I make sentence,
people like stare.
I was now the president of my department. So the come and give speech, I would just bang on one. And they would be laughing. Like, it was that bad. I could not make, it was when I got to Ogun State, I knew that I could not make
I can
imagine
sentence. You being on the stage.
So they say, oh yeah, announced to your class. The English was just flying. So I just told myself, they were always laughing. And me, if you know me now, if you laugh at me to pay me, I will not show you. So I would just get home and cry. So one day I realized that, I can learn with watching cartoon. So I have to download a lot of cartoons, collect cartoons. So when I'm watching, I'm reading, trying to learn. So that I learned over the years. So.
Amazing. So what were some of like the opportunities that you got in the university that actually prepared you? So I'm very, very interested in your work in the development space, maybe because that's also where what I'm doing and where I'm building. So you've done like incredible work in this space. I know you don't see, you pretend not to see it, but we all see like what you do. We see the effort that you put in and the results that you are also getting. And I just want you to take us through what your building process has been. You've been a volunteer for, you said, about a decade or over a decade.
I started in 2016.
In 2016. What has that experience been like for you, and how were you able to scale? I have a theory. I feel like lots of young people in this space are not having headways. I feel like they are limited, right? Because we all of us start with is mostly like a thing of passion. Oh, I'm interested in saving the world. I'm interested in and then you start out and you're volunteering. I remember volunteering this city. I don't trek. Volunteer. And at the end of the day, you can barely feed, you can barely pay your rent, you can barely take care of yourself. So, but look at what you've done. You are still volunteering. I think that you are one of those people who are there, who are getting there. But, you're still very active. Imagine you came from my program. We are doing content creator. You're still actively volunteering. So why do you keep doing it? I know that it has paid you, but why do you keep doing it, and how have you been able to volunteer but still make meaning out of it for yourself?
I think firstly, you have to know your why. So even though I know a lot of people will say passion, me, I didn't start volunteering because of passion. I just wanted to go to another environment that is different from my reality. So I was in school trying to make first class, family.
Did you get first class?
I did not, but I get 4 points above. So
still try.
So it was not just working. And I said, what will I do? So when somebody made that post, I was like, I'm going to do it. And I love the first experience I had, I didn't know anything about NGO, but I was just like, people were just happy. Went to an orphanage home, and they were so happy. I know that feeling of, my life is so bad. My life is miserable. God does not love me. I know I'm not God's favorite, but I'm not even, you understand? And I saw children that
those realities were almost
they were just happy, teenagers and all that. And I was like, I am staying here. So that gave me like another perspective about life. And just be thankful and be happy. So that's why I started. So over the years, because of what volunteering gave me, I just feel, I think I have to pay it back. I don't know if I'm making sense. I just have to, like, when I was in the dark place, just doing social impact work gave me purpose to not give up, to not harm myself, to just think that, okay, maybe let me just be doing this. At the end of the day, it will make sense. So now that my life is currently making sense, I just feel that I don't want
to leave it.
I have to be a faithful girl. So I'm just faithful to it. And over the years, my why I started. So most things I would do, most people will not do it because I know my why. So you have to know your why, and you have to put a timeline. A timeline.
I think you should speak about like the timeline. How long is good enough to volunteer? When is a good enough time to say, okay, I have paid my dues? Do we ever learn the skill enough to now say, okay, I want to start up something for myself, or I want to, I want to become a comms manager in this space? Also because the people who have the money in this space have the mindset that people who are delivering service in the space are also volunteers. Have to. So every time you go to them, it's a volunteer. So at what point are we supposed to start asking for our wages? Because volunteering doesn't pay any bill. I'm asking you because you are like, if you claim that you are not up there, you are a middle woman.
It can be personal. Some people might say, this 6 months, I want to volunteer in this organization because this is what I want to achieve. Right? It got to a point in my life, I decided that, okay, if I'm doing volunteering, at most 2 months or 6 months. So it depends, and you have to also know, what am I gaining? So if I'm working in this particular organization as a volunteer, what is this organization giving me? Are they giving me access to meet other people? Are they giving me capacity building where they will train us maybe every year? Or are they saying, okay, there's no money now, volunteer your passion, when money come, they compensate me well? So you understand, you have to put all those things into consideration. So for me, majority of the skills I use today, I learned it from volunteering, and I didn't even know that I was learning it, right? Because before I was very temperamental. If you say one thing, I'm
1 million.
I'm gathering reply so that we attack you back. But you can't go for outreach and be fighting co-volunteer. So there's a whole lot of skills. So you have to, as young people, you have to know, what do I want to gain in this organization? Why do I want to volunteer in this organization? There are just some organizations that I cannot volunteer for. Do you understand? Maybe they are not doing what I like or what I'm passionate about or my interests. So it's not just this organization, they have many followers. I want to volunteer there. You have to know why this organization, why this SDG. Then how many months? Do you get how many months do I want to put into this? And or how many duration? So what do I want to achieve? Do you understand? Is it that I'm doing this volunteering because I want to apply for international opportunity? I need a reference or a recommendation, or I love programs manager. I want to learn in the job. I want to be able to stand in front of people to talk. I'm shy. I want to learn team management, whatever. So you have to be able to know, okay, at how many months will I learn these skills? And when you do it, you get
your results.
You get your results.
So let's talk about you know, making money like in the space. You know, it feels like in the last this year you've done amazing projects that are fully sponsored. Did you use your money to then project this year from your pocket? Don't have to answer. You don't have to answer. You know, you've gotten grant offers. How has it been like? What are some considerations? I don't think that I'm great with grant writing. I don't even try. I've not tried. I'm so scared. But I mean, you do it and you get it. I know you say you have lots of rejections, but I mean, you still get them. So what would you say to somebody that is looking to, you know, start exploring grant writing to carry out projects instead of just fundraising and all of those kind of things?
Okay, thank you for the question. I think one thing is to, number one thing, I know when we see grants, we just start applying. One thing, just check the requirements. Am I qualified? So I think that's one step to know if you meet the requirements. Even you don't have to be 100%, but if you are 70, you can try. So after checking the requirements, you have to research about the organization and know the past people they fund. To like give you an idea, like, okay, imagine I saw a grant and I want to apply and I didn't check people that won it last year to know if it's relating to climate or empowerment or development or education. If you just rush into submitting application, you might not get it. So what I do is that once I check the requirement, I look for the people that have gotten the grants previous year. What are they doing? What type of project? And I just put in my best, share my story. Right, share my story. And you know, grants are different. There are some they will give you Google form and you get to the next stage, while some they will just say you should submit a concept note and a budget
of what you want.
So whichever way, you just have to learn how to. You can watch YouTube. I think for me, I learned in the job.
Okay.
I did a lot.
So you had applied for grants before?
Over
before
50.
You started? You've applied for over 50 grants. Serious?
Every month I apply for like 5.
Oh wow! No wonder you get them.
That's why I'm always I'm always exhausted.
Right.
So you have to think. But you have gotten to a point that I know the kind of, when they say submit a concept note, I know the kind of concept note I will submit. I will get the money once I'm be able to check if I meet the requirements and the type of project
Experience.
because I've done it over and over again.
Nice.
And
So good
secondly, it's still good. Don't use ChatGPT. Even if you're going to use ChatGPT, change the words because everybody's going
Is there
to
a possibility that you can ever use ChatGPT even if you change the words to
Yes,
write
actually,
to apply for grants and
if
it
you
works?
like change the word in sense of I use ChatGPT to refine this thing and I sit down again as if I'm rewriting it. But I think ChatGPT will give me like a concept
An
of a
idea of
sweet
what-
English and all that. So I will just like so you get but because everybody's applying the way you're applying, different youth in different countries are applying. So sometimes they might not even read your application, so they will just use AI to test, and that's why you don't even get some application. They wouldn't even say sorry, we regret to
because they see that you didn't
get
put
to that
any
reading
effort.
stage. So just put it and just pray.
I mean, it's beautiful to hear that you apply for 4 grants, almost 5 grants every month.
Yeah, I do.
So why will you not get? They say after how many rejection, 1 out of 10. If 9 reject you, 1 must give it
One
to
must
you.
click.
So those of us that are sleeping, I'm waiting for money to fall from the sky. I'm wondering why we're not getting it. Okay, Morenike, just curious to know.
Yeah.
Do you think mentorship or servant leadership, which of them do you think has been instrumental to like your self-leadership rather? Which of them do you think has been instrumental to you look like somebody that is that knows what she wants and is just going for it. But again, what role would you say mentorship has played in your journey so far? Because some of us do not have access to people.
So for me, I didn't get access to mentorship till 2022.
Okay.
So even when I was doing volunteering, they didn't do capacity building, they didn't do any training. We were just learning in the job, right? I think the first mentorship I had was in 2022 when I was 7. That was when I won my first grant, right? And that mentorship really changed everything. It was for social impact, but it affected my personal life, the way I think, the way I see myself. So for me personally, what have helped me over the years is self-leadership, right? Because even before 2022, I've tried to restructure my life. I think that's one of the reasons I was qualified for the application for that mentorship program, right? So for me, self-leadership, because if you cannot lead yourself, no matter the mentor you have, it still will not make impact in your life, right? It's important to be able to lead yourself, and that's also one of the issues we have with young people. So people will say, oh, you have to be a leader to lead people, but if you cannot lead yourself, you cannot be a good leader.
Right.
So both are important, but for me, I feel self-leadership, because when you are self-aware, you know your weakness, you know what to focus your strengths on, you know what to do, the right thing to do. So when you get a mentor, it doesn't have to be somebody. You can even have, imagine me having you as my mentor,
or me having you as my mentor.
exactly, that small push that you push me, because I'm self-aware, I have my own self-leadership to go far.
It now helps. So it's like the mentorship is now a propeller, because you are already in motion, and then the mentorship is just a propeller. I think it's really, I agree with you when you say self-leadership. I was at an event, Forward Life with Rio, 2 weeks back, and somebody asked Elijah Afi, the question was, in this city, the person thinks there are no opportunities for young people to get into certain spaces, and Elijah said he has never waited for anybody to create a platform for him. Everything that he currently does, he created those platforms for himself. Absolutely. And I think that's something that also resonates with my journey, because I'm somebody that, forget say you know me, but for people that do not know me, if you meet me in a space, you probably think I can't talk. Like I'm always almost invisible when I'm out, right? If I'm not with my people, do you get? I'm comfortable with, do you get? So I started thinking to myself, I said, but there are things that I want to do. I love the non-profit space so much. I feel like I can help girls who I think are like me. I love to talk. I feel like I can host a podcast.
A closed mouth is a closed destiny.
And I started this podcast on Facebook at first, and it was so messy, it was glitchy, but it was from all of those things. I started getting, and then I started to write on Facebook, and then people would message me to say, oh, they want me to write for like their social media page, like that, and I will use Canva to do like there's a woman I still design for till now, she's in the US. It was because of those, sometimes when I go back to see those designs that I was putting on Facebook, I'm wondering how she, why she thought I was good enough to. Now they are better, they are improved. But at that time, so just even trying and doing like bare minimum, I've seen how much it pays. So now that I have people like you and I have some of
I want to say something. You see that Facebook, people used to that Facebook
same man like
last 2 years, people I didn't met because I was posting my work.
Yeah.
I got over 8 million in Facebook.
Ooh.
People were like, oh, I love what you do. I want to donate. I want to donate.
Serious?
I want you to carry out the project. I want to like from Facebook, but people be like, I don't like Facebook. It's for old people. In fact, the opportunity that Facebook have given me, other platforms have not. Yeah, so Facebook.
Amazing. So I read something on your page where you said tampons do not disvirgin a woman. Do you mean it does not break the hymen, or you're trying to say because it is not like a sexual activity, so it doesn't disvirgin a lady?
So when we talk about disvirgin, it means when a girl and a boy is sexually active, right? So tampon is a menstrual product. It's not a penis, right? So it does not break the hymen. It can stretch it, but it does not disvirgin, right? A girl can only be disvirgin when she is involved with. You can be doing an exercise and the hymen break. And it's not all virgins that bleed.
Okay.
Right? You can be a virgin and you have sex for the first time, you not see blood. That doesn't mean you're not a virgin. It just means that maybe your hymen have break during some other physical activities. Yeah.
Okay. Let's come to you being married. I feel like you're the most married woman I know. You love to talk about your husband. How did you marry a man that is washing for you? Because me, that's the man that I'm looking for. That is cooking for you. I doing everything for you. How has it been like?
It has been nice. I think my relationship with my husband was built on friendship. We are friends. We have been friends since 2012, and we got married. We started a relationship in 2021, and over the years we have been friends. It's just that my go-to friend that I pour into. So it has been, I'm very big with respect. You know, I love respect. So it was just, it was that guy that respected me, my body,
respects
me, my opinion and everything. So it has been good. It's also been healing because the Morenike you're seeing today is true marriage. If you met me 5-6 years ago, you might not be my friend.
So marriage took you back to church.
Marriage took me back to church. Marriage made me stop drinking and smoking. Marriage changed me, transformed my life. Marriage gave me purpose. Marriage pushed me even when I'm scared. I just have somebody that is pouring positive into me.
What did you ask God when you were asking for a husband?
I just told God, I want a man that will love me and respect me.
Did you really pray? Or I
did not pray for husband. I prayed for in-law. I said I wanted a good in-law.
And then God gave you a good husband.
I knew I was not going to make mistake when it comes to man.
How did you know?
I was deliberate. I was not compromising. It means that I was not saying, okay, you have money, but it's you used to insult me. No, like he used to insult me one time. I wanted to have money. Like there were just some things I listed that I was not ready to bend. So if you don't have that thing, we cannot even date. So you understand, everybody have their own different ideology of marriage. So both of us might not have. So if you write out what you want and just pray about it. So I was able to like forget love. Love was secondary. Love was secondary, but
so it was not love initially.
No, it was not love. I don't believe in all those.
You don't believe in love.
I don't believe in butterflies.
You don't believe in butterflies.
Yeah. I don't believe in butterflies.
I
believe in butterflies.
So what's an indication that somebody loves you?
My indication, show it.
Don't say it.
I don't
care
about...
If he sends you messages, like nice messages, if he sends you poetry, my sister hates poetry, but I love poetry. If you send me poetry like 5 times, happy jaws, my baby just. Hey guys, it's been amazing having Morenike on the show. So we're going to let's have another conversation about love and how to find the right spouse. Because it feels like say you don't bag your own. Some of us are still, in the streets, right? So guys, it's been an amazing conversation. I said earlier that I'm sitting with my friend Morenike and I'll have a hearty laughter, as I always do. Since Morenike and I outside of here every day. So it's beautiful to speak with you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I'm going to pass the mic to you now if you have like any question that you'd like to ask.
I do. So I know you do a lot of things, right? So why did you start this podcast? What's led? What was the passion?
In summary, this podcast started because I want to be able to sit with my friends and have amazing conversations and just laugh. Like I said earlier, usually people, now I can, anchor panels for organizations because I do this. It was because people saw that I did this. That's why, they get me on to do like some other things. So thank you guys.
That was intentional.
Yes, I'm always
be intentional.
I can't be with
life.
you and not be intentional. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. This has been an amazing conversation. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Bye.
And we'll be back on your screen again soon. Ciao.
Peace.